Hello and welcome back to another episode of True Potential Investments Meet the Manager. My name's George Bell, Portfolio Manager here at True Potential, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Giles Parkinson. Giles is Head of Funds at Close Brothers Asset Management, and he is the appointed manager to run 3 funds for us here at True Potential, one in the cautious, one in the balanced, and a growth fund for us. Today we're going to delve into the philosophy of Close Brothers Asset Management, Giles' style as an investor, and we'll look at the specific characteristics of each of the funds which Giles runs on our behalf. Okay, so now we're going to dive into the detail of Close Brothers Asset Management as a business and look at the funds. So starting off, Giles, who are Close Brothers Asset Management?
Close Brothers Asset Management is an investment-led firm. We're part of the Close Brothers Group, which is a FTSE 250 listed business, founded in 1878. We have 17 billion of client assets under management. Investing is what we do, headquartered in London, presence throughout the UK.
Brilliant. And what are the core philosophies of the business?
We believe that clients' interests are best served by a global multi-asset approach in order to seek risk-adjusted returns and to achieve their long-term goals. How I put this in practice is through a direct, fundamental, research-led approach.
Perfect. Tell me a little bit more about yourself, your role, and also the team which supports you.
Certainly. So I'm surrounded most immediately by a small group of assistant fund managers and research analysts. We leverage the expertise of some sector specialists, particularly on the fixed income and the alternative side, and all of this sits within the wider context of firm-wide debates and investment discussions across the investment floor.
What is it about Close Brothers Asset Management which is special or unique? Why would you choose Close Brothers Asset Management as an investment partner?
Yeah, 3 possible reasons. The first is we do our own work. We're not reliant on the expertise of other managers. Second might be the team that I've built. The research capability here, George, really is of institutional quality. And lastly, I'd say we're not too big, not too small. We're large enough to have the resource that we need, but we're also nimble enough in order to put our investment ideas into practice quickly.
And how do you think about sustainability as a business, but also in terms of the way in which you invest?
Certainly. So we believe that clients' long-term goals are best achieved through a responsible investment approach in which the manager, us, on their behalf, are stewards of their capital. So what this means at the firm level is we sign up to the United Nations Principles of Responsible Investment, UK Stewardship Code. These really talk to how we engage with companies. At the asset level, we signed up to NZAM, the Net Zero Asset Managers Initiative, and there we've committed to a growing proportion of our investments on a decarbonisation trend. We're also decarbonising ourselves in terms of a business, so we committed to be carbon neutral on a scope 1 and 2 basis by 2030. But what I'm most excited about is how we actually implement sustainability at the portfolio level, because there we can really invest behind positive change.
So Giles, we've appointed you to run 3 funds for us here at True Potential: cautious, balanced, and a growth solution. Could you tell us a little bit around the characteristics of those funds, please?
Certainly. So their primary goal, simply put, is to achieve strong risk-adjusted returns over the long term.
Thanks, Giles. So how do you go about achieving these goals?
Yeah, so we pursue a global multi-asset and direct approach. So global means we'll look around the world in search of undervalued securities in order to build a portfolio with good risk-adjusted returns. Multi-asset means that we're forever comparing the different trade-offs that we see in terms of different asset classes. Where are the most opportunities? And lastly, direct. So to differentiate ourselves from other collective managers, we first and foremost invest in direct securities. What this means is buying the individual stocks and bonds of particular companies. So for example, a Nestle or an LVMH, the luxury goods conglomerate.
And what would you say is the unique selling point of the fund range?
Yeah, so we see 3. The first is we're unconstrained. We don't place limits on ourselves as we move around the world in terms of seeking out the best opportunities. We're direct, buying those stocks and bonds of individual companies. Now, I think there's 2 benefits of this. The first is we're able to target areas of undervaluation in the market most precisely. And the second is we're not paying away fees to third-party managers. And lastly, we see ourselves as aligned. The fund management team and wider employees do invest in these funds. We sit alongside clients. But stepping back from all of it, I'd say that the secret sauce is myself and the investment team around me. It's really the people.
Brilliant. And how do you incorporate sustainability into the funds?
So at the level of the individual companies, we think about them through the lens of positive and negative externalities. These are all the good things that a company does weighed up against all the bad things. And unfortunately, there are some industries in the world where their products cause harm when used as intended, so we won't invest in those areas. At the portfolio level, zooming out, we seek to have the carbon intensity of our investments be less than the market average. And just lastly, we feel we're able to do all of this because we're primarily direct. We know our companies well, we've done the homework, and we then can engage with them.
So Giles, I've known you for a while now. Could you just bring our audience up to date in terms of the type of interaction that we typically have through the course of a month?
Certainly, George. This is very much an institutional relationship, as I see it. So there's a regular series of monthly calls that we have with yourself and the wider investment team on the True Potential side. There's regular reporting that we send through to you, and also orientated more towards the advisors. Throughout the year, there's a regular series of webinars which we keep you updated on progress of the fund, current portfolio positioning, and our thinking.
Giles, thank you very much for travelling up from London for another episode of Meet the Manager.